Hey guys, it's me Stace. Today we are doing our Friday PIP, which is our Pinterest inspired project, and today we're making this really fun little card. It has a sleeve to keep the card closed, and it's like a fun fold. Open it up and then you have a little gift card on the inside. I will have the pin that inspired this linked below, but I did change a few things. Alright, so we're going to start with the cardstock base. You'll need a piece of cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 11. Then you'll need the same color for the band for the front. This piece measures 1.25 by 10.5. We're first going to work with our base and do some scoring. I'm just using my trimmer. Alright, so 5.5 by 11. Our first score mark is going to be at 1.25. And then we're going to go down to 5.5. And then one more, 9.25. So it's 1.25, 5.5, and then 9.25. Take your bone folder and just go ahead and give all that a nice crease. Alright, so you see our card looks like that. So if you flip it over, we have a wide score mark and a skinny score mark. We're just going to fold it in half and then flip it over. So now here's our wide score mark. That's going to get folded down that way. And then this little score mark is going to get folded on top of that. And that's what creates the two layers like that. Alright, so we're going to set this piece aside. We don't need that piece yet. Alright, now for the brown or accent color. This is Stampin' Up! Pear Pizzazz. This is Early Espresso. You can see we need a lot of this. Alright, so we have our band for the front. This piece measures 1.5 by 11. Then we have a piece that is 4 by 5.25. A piece that is 3.5 by 5.25. Then we have two pieces. These both measure 1.5 by 5.25. And then two more that measure 1 by 5.25. And then for the greeting in the front, this measures 2.5 by 2.5. Then we have our white. I will have all the cardstock measurements below. Alright, so our white piece, this measures 3.75 by 5. Then we have one that measures 3.5 by 5.25. Another one that measures 3.25 by 5. 1.5 by 5.25. 1 by 5.25, and then 2.25 by 2.25. Alright, the stamps that I'm using is one of Mamie Made It. It is called a Cup, a really fun stamp set to stamp if you have a friend who likes coffee. Alright, so we're first going to do our stamping. I already went ahead and did that for the front of our card. So this piece here, and again that piece measures 3.5 by 5.25. And that's going to go right here. And I just used the Early Espresso ink with the coffee bean. We can go ahead and hear that one down. I'm just using my ATG. I got this from Michael's years ago. Of course, used a coupon. Absolutely love it. Alright, so that's going to be for the front. Alright, we're going to flip this flap over. Now I want to decorate this piece, and that's where our brown piece is going to come in. Again, this one is 1.5 by 5.25. This is going to go right there. Now, the original pin that I seen, she had used all scrapbook paper. Of course, you can use your own pattern paper if you want to. I made my own by stamping images. Alright, so you can see how the card goes. Then this flap, this piece is the white that measures 1 by 5.25, and I already stamped that one using the same Early Espresso ink with the marshmallow from the stamp set. I'm just going to line it up with the brown so it's nice and even top to bottom. Alright, so now we have it, we're going to open it up, and now we have the inside of the card. I'm going to put another piece of brown right here, and that piece is 1 by 5.25. I'm going to bring it around this way just so I can make sure I'm even with this brown. Okay, now we have our two brown panels. So the first one is 4 by 5.25. And this one is 3.5 by 5.25. this one's going to go right there. So how it's different is the pin I seen did not decorate this part. I didn't like it just being, all she had was this piece and this piece. I liked it all being matted, so I chose to do it this way. All right, so we have that. Now we have our pieces to go on the inside. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. That's going to go right here. And then this piece is 3 1/4 by 5. And on this one we're going to do our stamping. So I'm using the Cuppa stamp set. I'm using the little greeting that says, "Hope have a cup of joe on me." And I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz ink, which is the same color of cardstock. Alright, I'm going to ink it off on something. Grab a piece of scrap paper, just to make sure I have good coverage on my stamp, and I do. Alright, I'm going to stamp it in the upper left-hand corner on an angle, just like that. And then the on me part, I'm going to stamp in the lower right-hand corner. Right there. And I did that all in Pear Pizzazz, and I have this little smiley face. I'm going to stamp that one in the Early Espresso. Just right here next to the on me. It's kind of like a little wink. Really cute. Alright, so that's the inside. Then here you can put your gift card. So we don't have a pocket, so we're not creating any more bulk. We're just going to grab our gift card. I just have these little plastic cards and a glue dot. Oh, there we go. Sticking to me. Okay, so our gift card will go right there to whoever you're giving the card to, their favorite coffee shop, just by attaching it with a glue dot. Alright, so we're going to fold all this up and work on the front of our greeting, the front of our card. So we have that white piece that measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and the brown layer that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. I'm going to use the large coffee cup, and I'm going to stamp that in the same Early Espresso, kind of on an angle a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to flip it over and I add some foam squares. I'm going to do 5, all 4 corners, and then 1 in the center. Okay, give all them a little squish. And take the backing off, and then we're going to layer on top of the brown. And then we'll do the belly band for the outside. Or I guess a slider. It's not really a belly band. And again, I changed that because the original pin used a belly band, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I just go ahead and close the ink up because I will most likely stick my fingers in there. Alright, so now we have these pieces. And again, the brown one is 1 1/2 by 11. The green one is 1 1/4 by 10 1/2. I'm first going to take the brown one and fold it directly in half. Give it a nice score. Take the green one, fold that one directly in half as well. Give it a nice crease. Alright, so the brown one, I'm going to flag the ends just by cutting up the middle, then on the corner to that middle cut mark. Okay, like that. Now to have the green one match up, I'm going to put the green one folded behind the brown one, okay, so I can see it, then bring it down towards the same level as the brown one. So it's even with the brown. And then go ahead and cut the green and use the brown that we just cut out as a guide. It's not perfect, but it does get us pretty close. Let it cut all the way through there. There we go. Okay, so now when I open the brown one up and I open the green one up and I put them together, you can see they line up somewhat nicely. All right, let me go ahead and get that little fray piece out of there. All right, so I'm going to adhere these down. Just a little bit of glue, you don't need a whole lot. Make sure it's centered. And then bring it down on that side, then flip it over. Put a little bit of glue on this one. And then bring it over like that. Okay, so now we have our band. If you want to, you can create a belly band. I just wanted something different. I'm going to bring it across my card. And I'm going to use a stapler to staple that. If you want to, you could use a brad as well. This is the Stampin' Up! Miniature stapler. You no longer make it. If you have the Tim Holtz tiny attacher, that will work as well. Or just a regular staple. Alright, go ahead and staple that. Make sure you don't staple the card like I almost did. Okay, so that keeps the card closed and it's nice and easy so you can still slide it. Alright, now lastly we want to attach our coffee cup. And I'm putting my glue directly on this green piece versus trying to find the center of my brown. And I apologize for the squeaky gun there. And you just lay that on top like that. I'm going to open it up or take this piece off. And just go in there and just give it a little push. Make sure everything stays on there. And how simple is that card? A lot of pieces, but super easy to make. So there's the card closed, there's the card open. You can see we have the marshmallows, the coffee bean, a little greet. You got all the space here. You can write your personal greeting. The gift card goes here. Super fun, little fun fold card. Again, I will have all the measurements listed below as well as the pin who inspired the card listed below as well. But there you have it, our Pinterest Inspire project. Any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.